What's up, guys? Cruel Legacy here. Today we're going to be watching Playtime Episode 3, The Grif Cannon. Now, this is the third episode in my Playtime series. The funny thing about this episode is that it was actually the very first episode that I made. I had an idea for the series. I had most of the episodes roughly planned out, but I decided to film this episode first, kind of as a proof of concept. I knew that it would be the simplest episode to film in terms of the character acting, moving the characters around and getting them all in the right positions. It was a little more straightforward than the other episodes, so I thought it would be a good sort of warm-up exercise just to learn how to do this for myself. And I also knew that, if I could do this episode, if I could make it work, then it was a sign to me that I would be able to successfully film the rest of the series. So I tackled this one first.
This does not sound like
it was also the first episode that I did any voice recording for, and I think you can tell Cobra's voice sounds slightly different in this episode than it ended up sounding in the rest of the series. I just approached his character's voice a little bit differently, and I didn't really 100% solidify what he sounds like until filming the second episode.
There's no way I'm getting in that thing.
Now, the Grif Cannon itself was something that I initially built, not intending to use it in a machinima series. I thought it was funny to build a Grif Cannon. As I've said before, I'm a huge fan of Red vs. Blue, and the episode where Sarge describes his concept of this invention called the Grif Cannon. It's one of my favorite episodes of Red vs. Blue, and I've always wanted to see what a Grif Cannon might look like. So I built one, and I was so happy with how it turned out. I thought, okay, I've got to use this in something, and I was sort of putting together this idea for a machinima series at the same time anyway, and I decided, well, this is the perfect match here.
Safe? Are you freaking kidding me? Does this thing look safe to you?
You won't feel a thing.
I toyed with the idea of using this as the first episode in the series, and introducing the whole series with this episode, but I decided not to because, there's not really much of a plot to Playtime. It's basically, the whole plot of the show is that Cobra sucks, and he wants Warren to help him get better. But having said that, there's no mention of that whatsoever in this episode. And so I thought, if I'm going to introduce the series, I better do it in a way that at least somewhat explains the core outline of why these two guys are spending time with each other. So that's why I decided to make Training Day as the first episode, and I bumped this one back. That final shot there, I could not be happier with how that turned out. I still don't get bored of just running through that Grif Cannon over and over again. It never stops being funny to me. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you tune in next week when we're going to take another look at the final episode of Playtime Season 1 called Armor Locked.